Hello there, I am Shrimp2, and wouldn't you know it, I'm building something in The Sims. And wouldn't you know it, I'm being immediately sarcastic again. Okay, the information. We're building a nice haunted house. Nice may or may not be in quotation marks, but at some point in time it was a nice haunted house. And if you're in the market for a haunted house, you know, I think it's a nice candidate. It is on the gallery. My gallery ID is Shrimp2. Can't forget to say that now. So it's I like to picture it as a house that either vampires or vampires and ghosts live in now. It is on the gallery as a haunted house residential, so you can have all of that wondrous fun. But it's definitely sort of, I feel like I went in with the idea of making it look more abandoned, and don't get me wrong, it does look a little worse for wear, a little abandoned, but I definitely feel like it gives the vibe that some rooms are not used at all, you know, because maybe you don't need certain rooms when you're a vampire, but then other rooms, yeah, they're a little bit old, a little bit worse for wear, but they seem a little cozier, a little more maybe taken care of, / maybe there's, you know, just not all of the dust on the sofa that you'd imagine in an abandoned house, you know, that kind of vibe. And I have a little plan for this build in particular. That plan is going to be a future video, and by future video I mean, like, if it's not the next video, it's going to be like the video after the next video, because I've got a few little cool little Spooktober ideas, which is the idea for the reason that this build exists, and a couple of other things. There's other ideas, you'll see them, but they'll all be like this month, obviously. To ramble to say, soon, very soon. Oh yeah, I played around with arches. I decided not really, there's not as many arches once I finish, and I was really using the werewolves one in that back big old room to be like, well, maybe, you know, it used to be a nice little archway with the, you know, just the wall around it, and maybe those bricks are exposed bricks from the wall deteriorating over time. And of course there's a hidden bookcase doorway leading to such wonderful fun things. Don't worry, nothing bites, I swear. In my head, like, at the same time, slightly opposing ideas, but at the same time, it's both, like, the quotation marks abandoned house in the neighborhood, but, you know, sometimes people think they saw someone at the window, and there's all sorts of rumors, you know, about it being haunted, or, you know, reclusive families living there, or whatever, you know. Pick your stereotypical neighborhood haunted house rumor, you got it. But also, is it perhaps also like a haunted house as a, you know, amusement attraction more so? Which of course means it must be some interesting combination of both. It must be a haunted house that people think's not really haunted, it's all fake. But maybe it's realer than people think. Maybe that's the cover story. Maybe that's what they want you to think. Yes, it's a cozy little kitchen, because who needs the kitchen, right? There is a small bathroom tucked in, as you can see beside it. Both, it kind of just ended up this shape, and a little bit of, like, you know, maybe it's one of those houses that had, like, servant quarters, and maybe those didn't fully survive time, but that's why there's, like, it's like a little tiny bathroom tucked in out of the way. It's not the main bathroom of the house. I don't know. Something make the house feel more historically old. I don't know. And there's a nice cozy, like, living room. There is a big old dining room area that I also shoved a bar into. A couple of nice little seating areas dotted around the house. That room out at the back there, that's gonna be the most fun room in the house, either sarcastically or genuinely, depending on, well, how your sim feels about stuff, and I guess which sim may be in at any given time. I feel like I've already said way too much, but you know what? It's a word. It's a filler word, but it's a word. It's fine. I was gonna go with the vampire furniture for the living room, and then I was looking at the life and death stuff and was like, actually, that's really nice too, and it's kind of got, like, the armchairs definitely have, like, the similar sort of vibe. So I thought, how about I make that more like this? And then there's a nice little fireplace and a little library corner, because that's what I'm going to call it. If you have more than one bookcase, it's officially a library. Is there an official definition on how many bookcases need to be in the same room for something to officially be a library? Or is a library purely defined by being a publicly accessible public place? Eh. But yeah, it's quite a nice house. I think your ghosts and vampires will be quite happy as long as they're okay with their spider roommates. I was also thinking, like, after having built this already and finished everything, I was thinking maybe I should have added, like, the mouse hole from City Living. But for one, I was trying to build this mostly, well, basically entirely with the vampires, werewolves, Realm of Magic, although I'm not sure if I ended up using anything much from Realm of Magic, Life and Death, the, like, spooky and paranormal stuff packs, and is it Storybook Nursery or whatever? The nursery kit that, like, the default swatches are very much the Goth family's nursery. That kit. That's it. So I was like, I don't want to add in other items, and then I was also thinking, if the kitchen is, you know, all but abandoned, would a family of rodents really move in? Now, maybe in the seeking shelter, but they're certainly not going to be here because they're getting any food here, so I don't know if they'd bother, really. See? Nice little library corner. I played around with witch bar stools for not even that long. Like, it's not like I took too long to do it, but you know when you're just like, I'm still not sure if I picked the right color, but I tried. None of the color swatches were exactly calling to me. But upstairs is a cozy little space. There's officially it's a 4-bedroom house. In its current setup, that consists of a main bedroom, a nursery, a kid's room, a very young kid's room, and then the secret 4th room that you'll just have to wait and see, but you totally know what you're going to find in there. You totally know. And if you're wrong, then please do comment about what your original idea was, because I bet it was a really cool idea and I'd love to hear it. Oh, no, because I almost used the Realm of Magic bed, and I really, really went back and forth on this, and I was like, no, I think the vampires one fits more, and it has the wardrobe, and it fits better with the werewolf trunks, like, and the mirror and everything. So it's like more furniture vibes. We'll make it work. So it's also, you know, not in that I was making a conscious effort, but a semi-conscious effort to not end up going on a completely purple and red and black color scheme. And aside from a little bit of purple in the bedrooms, you know, I did very well. It's very blues and grays with a little sprinkle of pinks and purples. Listen, black and red and purple are my 3 favorite colors. Of course, using any of, like, especially the vampire stuff where those are the very prominent colors. It's so easy. It's so easy to just be like, this is so nice. Just do it. So I didn't do it. Pat self on back. Oh yeah, I liked the idea of, like, pillars at, like, the bottom of the stairs. And I think if this was if I'd built this with a wider staircase, it would have worked, but it looked too, like, claustrophobic, too close together on that. And yeah, it's in a little writing corner, because I was like, okay, what would this nice old bedroom have? And I was like, you know what, a fancy little desk corner, that sounds about right. And yes, there may be a haunted doll or two dotted around the kids' rooms, and that's not all, and my cat did not jump scare me. I saw a movement of the corner of my eye. Hey, cat owners out there, is there a timestamp in cat ownership where you stop being startled? Like, you get used to something randomly walking around? To be honest, I'm walking around. It's whenever she leaps up on my desk when I'm doing something and I don't hear her coming. The number of times that's been caught in camera where I just have a small heart attack and there's suddenly a cat in my desk is beautiful. I think she knows it's October. She's trying to scare me. And yeah, I'm trying to make a little, you know, the plushies are having a tea party vibe. I'm going to be interested to see if, I don't know if Sims can try to sit in a downsized chair, but I'm kind of like, gee, I hope not. I know I probably could have made, because at least, the beanbag chairs, right? That may or may, no. I think there is a My Little Pet Stuff version, but there's a base game one, right? It comes in like the swatches as bears and the freezer bunny. That's base game, right? That might not have been the worst idea for this, but I don't think that would have been the vibe for this house's style. But as a general idea, and you know, fireplaces. I had fun with the fireplaces. There may be a few cobwebs in them, so like if you actually use them, just bear in mind, maybe remove the cobwebs. But if you don't use them, you're good. And then you can see the very black and purple little nursery baby room. For your nice little, not at all bitey children. Or, you know, theoretical ghost babies. Maybe there's just ghostly crying and yeah, look, yep. Who would have thought the fourth and final bedroom, the secret bookcase door, access point room, is where the vampire coffin is. Surprise! Oh yeah, the nice little bathroom. It will forever bother me that they made, in the vampires pack, they made the hand towel, but they didn't make like a big shower, like towel, like towel rack, like, why? Why? You made the shower, you know, like the vampires may actually use the shower. Or the bath. But hey, is it a Sims build if you don't have one pet peeve on one build? Apparently not. Apparently not. Yeah, so I'm going around doing the walls and the floors, and then I will get to both the outside a little bit more. Now the outside is still pretty straightforward, pretty, not like basic. It's landscaped and there's a few things to do, but to be fair, considering the space left, it's quite decent. But you know, it's not nothing extravagant. Partly because it's meant to look slightly overgrown with potentially dead plants, but anyway. And then the downstairs room at the back. Place your guesses now. What could it possibly be? Will it contain more furniture to sit on? Will it perhaps have activities? Who knows? Except me. I know, because I know things. Except for when you forget what you've already done in a build. Oh, you know what? I don't think I've placed them yet, but you know the little ghosts in the jar from Life and Death? I put them in the kids' rooms, and I like to think they're like the supernatural equivalent of like baby monitors. Like, you know, instead of like having to have a little microphone, camera, whatever thing set up, the ghost's just there, keeping an eye on the kid, and then it's like, yo, the kid's crying, get in here. Or it's like, hey kid, you're fine, don't cry. You know, a little bit of a friend and a baby monitor all in one. Like I said, there's a few cobwebs. I'm very, very happy with how seeing cobwebs in the fireplace. So, arachnophobes, beware. If your Sim's an arachnophobe, they may want to send in the cleanup company or a braver relative with a duster first. And good luck, because if I know even myself, if I live in this and decide to remove the cobwebs, I'm going to forget about some. But I'm very happy with how the kitchen turned out, because like I said, maybe, you know, if you're living here and you're a little bit undead, maybe you don't really need that kitchen. So maybe the kitchen's particularly cobwebby and neglected. And, you know, maybe there's a little bit of water damage and stuff. I was trying to, like, actually use all the different damage decorations, such as, you know, holes in the floor and stuff. Trying to make it look more run down, because I'm very bad at forgetting about those and underusing them. And I am trying to use the little tears by the wall to the side of the hidden bookcase door to sort of suggest that maybe something gets banged into that wall. Maybe that door isn't always opened as gently as it could be, you know? and it's a little hint that something weird is there. Ah, yes, the cow plant poster and then the ghost cow plant outside. So that might be a slightly death viewing room, you know. There's a few ghostly related activities in there, and also you can just sit in there and look out the window and watch the ghost cow plant do its thing. That's the idea, anyway. And yeah, okay, I'll stop trying to be fakely, mysterious. Yes, that room back there is getting the seance table, and then I did put the tarot cards in there as well, so... Your Sims can just have all of the items. Have the fun with the haunted house. You even have a ghost cow plant. That's peak haunted house. Even the plants have ghosts. And I haven't actually, like, utilized a ghost cow plant yet, so I'm quite excited for this. And of course you've got the slightly haunted swings out there, and I do put the monkey bars over on the other side, so you don't worry. Your ghost and or undead kids can still have a nice normal childhood in their nice, slightly haunted house. You know what, even if, again, I'm being vague what my idea for my other video that's going to utilize this house is, but I'm very excited just to live in this house regardless of if my other idea works out, because it's one of those can I do this in The Sims type ideas. So we'll see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna be a little Sims detective. But hey, if you like this, feel free to, you know, leave a little like, leave a little comment. Just whisper nice as you exit the page. And like, tell me about your Sims October adventures. Are you also a builder? What are you building? Are you doing anything gameplay wise? You got any story set up? I saw on Reddit someone made a legacy challenge themed off of different horror movies. I only saw it a few days ago though, like they posted it like last month. So I'm kind of thinking, because I mentioned this before, I might attempt to do some form of Let's Play, and I'm probably gonna start off with doing challenges so that I have some kind of like rules, guidelines to follow. I have ideas, and I'm like, maybe I'll do a couple of those, and then next year, if all is nice and wonderful, I will do this horror movie themed one once I've, you know, gotten a little bit of Let's Play experience, bring my, well, in a year's time, best self to it, because, you know, the better time will always be with even more experience, but if you don't have anything to begin with, you'll not have any experience to begin with anyway, and it's a horrible loop that way. So I'm making a compromise with my perfectionism, because it sounds like a really fun legacy challenge, and I'm very excited about it. Oh yeah, there's one little awkward piece in the roof. I'm proud that I managed to get the, is it the 8-sided, the octagon piece I used for those? Even though I did not think it was going to be the same piece for both those rooms, but here we are. Because I didn't think that much about the roofing until I was doing it, and I was like, oh, okay. What was I saying? Yeah, one little awkward piece at the back, but I consider that a win if it's just one little awkward piece at the back. The diagonal things get me. But I like to think it blends in enough and add some nice little red color scheme to sort of tie in with the windows and the front door, and I really love the werewolf gargoyle. Like, not him, but the one at the front has the red as well. Who knows, maybe there's one friendly werewolf, and by friendly I mean friendly to the residents of the house, whether they be a little bit batty or a little bit see-through. Or plot twist, maybe it's just a family of werewolves. A family of werewolves moves into a haunted house. You decide how the story goes from there. And yes, Mr. Cowplant's got his nice little collection of victims' graves behind him. And yes, the path is intentionally pointed like a little arrow towards the cowplant. Some say that Sims that explore the gardens of this house feel compelled to go in that direction. And then they see him, they see the ghostly cowplant, and they cannot run. They are afraid, but they cannot go. They must investigate. They must go closer. They must see if there's ghost cake. I don't know, something like that. That's the, neighborhood kids gathered around a campfire telling spooky stories version of events. Oh man, maybe I should, but then would there be a campfire on this lot, Maybe I need to make a little camp where they just tell ghost stories. Because I have, again, I said this last time, but I still haven't utilized a lot of adventure awaits. I'm trying to play a little bit gameplay-wise because of the event on at the moment, but outside that, I'm, building things for Spooktober and otherwise trying to play other games between Twitch and my other YouTube channel, so I'm like, this isn't peak just chill Sims time. Unless it's slightly horror adjacent like this. Yeah, I'm very happy with how the build came out. I think it's got plenty of personality, and I feel like I had an idea, I set out to do it, it evolved a little in the process, but I think it came out very well. Idea executed. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of October, and thank you for watching. Again, please tell me all of your Halloween simmy plans. Go on, do it, please. Goodbye.